The timeless power of games. Throughout human history, games have been more than just a source of entertainment. They have served as bridges that bring people together, tell stories, and connect cultures. In ancient Egypt, board games were an integral part of royal life, while card games ignited passions in imperial China. Today, as classic games stand side by side with modern creations, games continue to offer hours of fun and competition with every roll of the dice or shuffle of the deck. From Senet to contemporary board games, from ancient dice games to today's RPG adventures, games gather us around the same table. They are not merely pastimes, but stages where strategy, competition, and creativity shine, weaving the story of humanity. So, get your dice ready or set up your board and become part of this journey that began thousands of years ago. Circa 3500 BCE, Senet originating in the royal palaces of ancient Egypt, Senet was one of the most beloved board games of its time. Played on a board made of stones or wood divided into 30 squares, the game was more than just a source of entertainment. It carried profound spiritual significance. The Egyptians believed Senet symbolized the journey to the afterlife. So much so that some pharaohs and nobles included Senet boards in their tombs, hoping to continue playing in the next world. Combining strategy and chance, this game can be seen as a precursor to modern chess. Circa 3000 BCE, dice. Imagine being in the city of Shahar-e-Sukte during the Bronze Age. This is where the oldest known dice were discovered. These small objects, crafted from bones, became pivotal elements in games of chance. Early dice were used not only for gaming, but also for divination and determining fate. Their popularity quickly spread, becoming a central part of entertainment in civilizations ranging from Mesopotamia to ancient Greece. Even today, dice remain at the heart of countless games, continuing their legacy as timeless symbols of luck and play. Circa 3000 BCE, backgammon, a game of strategy and chance, first appeared around 3000 BCE in Mesopotamia. Over millennia, it evolved through different cultures to become the game we know today. Played during the era of the Persian Empire, backgammon has been intertwined with fascinating legends. According to one story, the Indian emperor sent a chess set to the Persian emperor to emphasize the importance of intellect and knowledge. In response, Persian vizier Buzur-Mahir designed backgammon and presented it to the Indian emperor with the message, "Life is not only about knowledge and thought, but also about chance." Backgammon thus became a metaphor for life's complexity and unpredictability. The design of the game itself is deeply symbolic, tied to the concept of time. A single board represents a year, its 4 corners the seasons, and the 12 spaces on each side the months. The 15 black and 15 white checkers symbolize the night and day cycles of the moon, while the 24 points on the board represent the hours of the day. Backgammon is played between 2 players, each starting with 15 checkers. The goal is to move all your checkers into your home board and bear them off. Dice dictate movement, blending luck and strategy to shape the game's outcome. Hitting an opponent's checker and disrupting their progress is one of the game's most thrilling aspects. In Turkey, backgammon is a staple of coffeehouse culture, enriched with colorful terminology for dice rolls. For instance, 1-to-1 is called hep yek, while 6-to-6 is düşeş, adding humor and vibrancy to the game. Throughout history, backgammon has served both as a source of entertainment and as a metaphor for understanding life's intricacies. By balancing strategy and chance, it continues to carry the echoes of its ancient origins into the modern era. Circa 3000 BCE, Mangala Mangala is a traditional game of intellect and strategy with roots in Central Asia, cherished and played by Turks for centuries. Archaeological findings suggest similar games date back thousands of years. But Mangala holds a special place in Turkish culture, even finding a home in the Ottoman palace as a tool for entertainment and social bonding. The game is played on a board with 12 small pits and 2 larger pits, known as stores, for each player's collected stones. Starting with 48 stones, 4 stones are placed in each pit. Players take turns picking up stones from their pits and distributing them counterclockwise, 1 stone per pit. The goal is to use strategic moves to capture the most stones from the opponent's pits and deposit them into one's store. Requiring both strategy and focus, Mangala is more than just a pastime. It is also a tool for mental development. Suitable for all ages, it bridges generations as a valuable cultural legacy. Today, Mangala is experiencing a resurgence in popularity across Turkey and the world, continuing its journey as a unique game that connects the past with the present. Circa 3000 BC, Ni On CB and checkers. Checkers, dating back to around 3000 BC, is one of the oldest games that combines strategy and intellect. From the ancient city of in Mesopotamia to ancient Egypt and medieval Europe, this game evolved through various cultures, each adding unique rules. The French refined the game under the name Le Jeu Plaisant de Dames, adapting it to a chessboard, which brought it closer to its modern form. Despite its simple rules, checkers requires deep strategic thinking, making it a universal game cherished across generations. As a shared heritage of humanity, it remains widely popular today. Circa 2600 BCE, the royal game of One of the oldest known board games in history, the royal game of originated in Mesopotamia. Played on a board with 20 squares, the game used 4-sided dice and 2 sets of 7 pieces. Players competed to move their pieces from one end of the board to the other, blending strategy with the element of chance. The ancient game board, now housed in the British Museum, highlights the game's significance in the social life of its time. Historians believe the royal game of was not only a source of entertainment, but also intertwined with rituals of fate and divination, adding a deeper spiritual dimension to its allure. Circa 500 BCE, Go-Go, one of humanity's oldest strategy games, was invented in China. Players take turns placing black and white stones on the intersections of a grid, aiming to encircle and claim territory while blocking their opponent. Despite its simple rules, Go offers limitless strategic depth, making it a game of intellect and foresight. In Imperial China, Go was regarded as a symbol of intelligence and discipline, and it was even used to develop military tactics. Today, it continues to thrive globally, with millions of players participating in tournaments that celebrate its rich legacy and enduring appeal. 1st century BCE, Tic-Tac-Toe. During the Roman Empire, a game called Ternilapili served as the precursor to what we now know as Tic-Tac-Toe, also referred to as XO, or noughts and crosses. Romans played this game using stones or pebbles on boards etched into stone surfaces. With its simple rules and quick gameplay, Ternilapili was a favorite pastime for people of all ages. Today, Tic-Tac-Toe remains globally popular, not only as a casual game, but also as an educational tool to teach children logic and strategy. 4th century CE, Pachisi. Originating in India, Pachisi is a game of strategy and chance played on a cross-shaped board. Players use cowrie shells to determine their moves, aiming to advance their pieces and capture their opponent's tokens. One of the most remarkable versions of Pachisi was created during the reign of Emperor Akbar, who commissioned a massive game board in his palace gardens, using real people as game pieces to turn the game into a captivating spectacle. Pachisi is widely regarded as the ancestor of modern board games like Ludo, preserving its legacy as a foundational and entertaining game across centuries. Circa 600 CE, Chess. The origins of chess can be traced back to ancient Egypt around 4000 BCE, though its modern form likely emerged in northern India or Central Asia. Initially known as Chaturanga, the game was played by 4 players as a team-based contest. Over time, it evolved into the 2-player strategy game we recognize today. Chess spread to the Middle East through the Persian Empire and reached Europe via trade routes, becoming a favorite pastime among European nobility by the 11th century. Requiring intellect, strategy, and patience, chess is now regarded not only as a game, but also as a symbol of mental acuity and even a form of art. 9th century, playing cards. The origins of playing cards trace back to 9th century China during the Tang Dynasty, where they emerged from the use of paper money as a gaming tool. Over time, playing cards spread from Asia to the Middle East and eventually to Europe. In Europe, early decks featured symbols such as cups, coins, swords, and polo sticks. By around 1480, the suits familiar to us today, hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs, became standardized. These suits reflected the societal structure of the time. Hearts symbolized the church, spades represented the military, diamonds signified merchants, and clubs stood for peasants. Throughout history, playing cards have served as tools for both entertainment and strategic thought, maintaining their popularity and cultural significance across centuries. 13th century CE, snakes and ladders. The origins of snakes and ladders trace back to India, where it was known as mokshapat. Created by the Indian saint Gyandev, the game was designed to teach moral values to children. Ladders symbolized virtues, leading players upward, while snakes represented vices, pulling them backward. Players advanced by rolling dice, rewarded with progress for landing on ladders, and penalized by setbacks for encountering snakes. This simple yet profound mechanic illustrated how virtues elevate a person, while vices lead to regression. During the British colonial era, the game was introduced to the West, where it became known as snakes and ladders. Today, it remains a beloved pastime worldwide, combining fun with a timeless lesson about ethics and life's journey. 15th century CE. Oki-Oke traces its origins to domino-style games played in 13th century China, evolving over time through the influences of various cultures. During the 15th and 16th centuries, it was adopted by the Ottoman Turks and refined into a more sophisticated form, particularly within palace circles. Known as Ol Karatu Sing, the reading of stones, the game gradually gained popularity among the general population, eventually becoming known as Oki. The foundation of modern Oki lies in Rumikub, a game designed in the 1930s by Romanian-born Ephraim Herțanu, who had emigrated to Palestine. Combining elements of traditional rummy and mahjong, Herțanu crafted handmade game sets for his family, paving the way for Oki's contemporary format. Today, Oki remains a beloved social game, celebrated for its mix of strategy, chance, and cultural heritage. 16th century CE, Tombola. Tombola is a classic game of chance and fun that originated in 16th century Italy, where it was first known as Lo Giuoco del Lotto d'Italia. Over time, the game spread from Italy to Europe and eventually to the rest of the world. The term tombola was borrowed from Italian, becoming a beloved activity for people of all ages with its simple rules. The game involves matching numbers drawn from a bag to those on a player's card. Completing one row earns first line, birinci cinco. 2 rows earn second line, ikinci cinco dio. And filling the entire card leads to the celebratory exclamation of tombola! Known for its role in fostering social bonds, tombola is especially popular during New Year's Eve gatherings and family events. 1870. Mahjong. Mahjong is a tile-based game developed in China during the 1870s, which quickly gained popularity across Asia. The game is played with 144 tiles adorned with Chinese symbols and characters. Players aim to strategically form sets and sequences using these tiles, blending luck and skill. More than just a game, Mahjong is a social activity that fosters connections among players. It holds special cultural significance and is often a centerpiece of Chinese New Year celebrations, bringing family and friends together for an enduring tradition. Today, Mahjong continues to captivate players worldwide, celebrated for its combination of strategy, cultural heritage, and social bonding. 1904. Monopoly. Originally invented in 1904 by Elizabeth Magie as the landlord's game, This game was designed to teach the dangers of capitalism. Over time, it evolved into the game we know as Monopoly, officially released in 1935. Players buy and invest in properties, initially named after fictional streets, but later featuring real locations from around the world. Monopoly combines fun competition with lessons in economic strategy and decision-making. With city-themed special editions and digital versions, it remains one of the most popular games globally, cherished by millions for its blend of strategy, chance, and timeless appeal. 1933 Scrabble, a word game designed in 1933 by American architect Alfred Butts, challenges players' vocabularies while delivering a clever and engaging experience. Combining letter values with strategic placement on the board, Scrabble offers both fun and competition. The game gained immense popularity in the 1950s, becoming so sought after that stores had to limit stock availability. Today, Scrabble is played worldwide in many languages, making it a perfect blend of language learning and entertainment. 1944. Clue, a game of murder, mystery, and deduction, was created by British musician Anthony E. Pratt during World War II. Players collect clues about suspects, locations, and weapons to solve a murder. Each playthrough offers a unique scenario, keeping the suspense and excitement fresh. Over the years, Clue has become a cultural icon, inspiring film and television adaptations, while remaining a beloved classic board game that challenges players' logic and sleuthing skills. 1974 Role-playing games, RPGs. The pinnacle of fantasy, adventure, and imagination, role-playing games, RPGs, began in 1974 with Dungeons & Dragons, D&D. Players bring fantastical characters like wizards, warriors, or elves to life, collaboratively shaping the narrative and advancing the story. D&D is more than just a game. It's an immersive experience that combines storytelling, creativity, and teamwork. Today, with digital adaptations and film projects, it has garnered a global cult following, cementing its place as a cornerstone of modern gaming culture. 21st century modern board games. Board games are experiencing a golden age in the 21st century. Families and friends are turning back to tabletop games as a way to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with one another. Modern board games, blending strategy, storytelling, and fun, have led to an explosion of creativity, with thousands of options from both independent designers and major companies. Games like Pandemic, Catan, and Ticket to Ride not only enhance players' creativity, but also provide enjoyable shared experiences. Today, board games are more than just entertainment. They are a platform for strengthening social connections and creating lasting memories. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through the history of games. From ancient times to the modern era, we've explored captivating stories of games that have shaped cultures and brought people together. Which game was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos. See you on our next adventure. Happy gaming!